Hey, what it do with the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely. I am Spike Lou on the same social sites. How you feeling out there? Every day seemed like the last day.
Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great. Been waiting on this episode for a very long time.
This is the Super Bowl of podcasting for you, ain't it?
This week, for sure.
Super Bowl of
These next 7 days, motherfucker, it's lit. You're welcome.
What we got in store?
Man, crazy episode coming up. We got possible paperwork on Fat Joe, maybe. Rick Ross signs his latest rapper. Could MMG be back to the forefront? And of course, we have a way too early review of Donda, the long-awaited Kanye album that is barely 48 hours old. But first, speaking of long-awaited, your man's Kendrick Lamar hopped back on the scene fresh off of his press release. He dropped a new single along with Baby Keem. I don't know whose single this technically is. We'll assume it's Baby Keem's. He had a new verse on there saying he was smoking on your top 5, sir. My question, what did this Kendrick Lamar verse do for you? Did it quench your thirst for new material?
Man, listen. Kenny, Kung Fu Kenny, thank you for coming back and restoring the faith. If you've been listening over the last month, you can tell I kind of been off the ship. We didn't know where Kendrick Lamar was. It's been so long since we heard from him. He just wasn't participating. This brought it back. Control verse number 2.
Oh my God.
Here we are smoking on your top 5. All this going back and forth and petty bullshit that you're doing. If you're Drake and you're Kanye West, hey, reminder, I'm the best nigga that's rapping right now. FYI.
I will say this.
Quench my thirst 100%.
No, the record was hot. The verse was hot. I'm not going to lie. He sounded hungry. He sounded motivated. He sounded like he had a lot to get off his chest. What I found interesting was the video, though. The video was a culmination of a bunch of different scenes. You know, Kendrick videos be a little left field. You don't really know what the fuck going on. I don't know what a lot of shit means, but he was waving that PG Lang flag literally in the video, which of course is the company that he started and signed Baby Keem to, which is his cousin. Thus the name of this song, Family Ties. So I thought that was very interesting that he's already kind of like TDE who, and he's already repping for his shit that quick. I thought that was interesting coming off the heels of that announcement that he made just a few days prior. So the energy, he seems energized and rejuvenated. And if I'm TDE, I'm like, damn, because you've been waiting on this Kendrick for months and years and they haven't gotten it.
You wanted a better 2 weeks notice than this? Like you wanted this is like
a 2-day notice, nigga.
This like I came in the same day and just like I'm out, y'all. My bad, bro. Like I ain't tell y'all I got a better opportunity over here. I'm out.
Got the job lined up already though. Like nigga ain't
offer letter in the email. We already out of here. But no, I mean, I don't think that they're bad ties between TD and Kendrick just because he's going his separate way. I think that he's doing it the right way. I got to get it out here. I got to get my name out here. I got to get people talking about it. Much love and respect for TDE. If you're an artist on a tier below me, then 100% maybe you should go there if you don't come to my label. But it's time for me to sever the ties and start doing what I do. He actually, I mean, he has to move quickly if we're putting him in comparison with the other people in his class, the Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, like all of those people are already doing their own thing. They've been doing their own things with Dreamville and OVO for a long time. Now, granted, it won't take long for Kendrick Lamar to pass OVO, but he got some time to do before he catches up with Dreamville. So you got to hit the ground running, man.
One thing interesting also was that the emergence of a new TDE member, Ray Vaughn, came out. He was did a freestyle with the LA Leakers, and he dropped a video or dropped a song called Not Allowed through TDE. So, and actually, to be fair, he was ripping that freestyle though. Like he was, I've never heard of him before this. He was spitting on that freestyle. Now, whether he can make a song or not, of course, time will tell. But bar wise, energy, like swag sauce, he had all of that in the freestyle though. So I was like, okay, maybe the sink isn't shipping. I mean, damn, maybe the ship isn't sinking. Easy for me to say as quickly as I thought it was.
So question, what's his name? Ray Vaughn?
Yeah.
Animal Brown hears Ray Vaughn on LA Leakers bodying the freestyle. What's your next move? Oh, fuck it, forget it. I'm going on with my day. Am I going to download his mixtape? I'm just going to mention it on my platform. Like, are you supporting him now? How does an artist go from I've never heard of him to in your rotation?
I check for music. Yeah, I check a couple videos. I'm already on YouTube looking at the freestyle. The first thing I'm going to do is search his name and see the latest video. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I didn't get a chance to do that. I was in the middle of something. So I will get to that because I was interested to see if he can make music.
Got it. You've noted it. You know, you're going to do further research on it.
I put a pin in it, man. I'm interested to see what they do with the next move is for TDE. That's a big deal when your superstar, when this contract is up and he out, like you got to have a plan in place. And if this is their plan, I got to see what he hitting on.
Yeah, I think I'll check out Ray Vaughn just because of what you said. I haven't paid attention. I didn't see the LA Leakers freestyle, but yeah, he definitely is going to have some big shoes to fill, not because you expect him to live up to Kendrick Lamar, but just the timing. Like once your big dog says, hey, I'm going to do this, and the next press release is this guy, Ray Vaughn, being signed. Yeah, my nigga
better be nice.
Super smoke. Or you're going to be forever being like just a lane that you don't want to be in for your career. That's 100% true. Shout out to Ray Vaughn, TDE, man. I expect big things out of those guys this summer and a big Kendrick Lamar album. Speaking of big albums, big releases, as we mentioned at the top of the show, this is the Super Bowl week of hip hop. We just got Donda. We just got Kanye West giving you his latest album, arguably the biggest artist in the world, with the exception of this guy, Aubrey Graham. Drake himself dropped the cover art for CLB, Certified Lover Boy, Animal Brown. Great marketing, or are you over that cover?
Yeah, the cover and the Sports Center.
The Sports Center top.
Yeah, the Sports Center drop was interesting. They kind of made it seem like somebody had hacked into Sports Center and had CLB September 3rd. And it was kind of weird. We were like, is that the rollout? Like, because it was kind of like, what was that? Like, who caught that? And then like Sports Center like made like a tweet or something that was like, yeah, we're sorry for the interruption. They're trying to play like it was like hacked or something. That was confusing. I don't know what that was. I don't know how much he paid for that. He need to get a refund because that wasn't nothing. Now the cover, which is very interesting, which has pregnant women emojis in different colors all over the cover. That's an interesting, I don't know if that's actually the cover though. I know
that's the official album, right? Cover.
Yeah, Elliot said it was, but I still don't know. I think there may be another cover. But I will say it's doing what it's supposed to do because I've seen it memed 15 times already, dude. Like I've seen sports accounts meme it. I've seen shoe accounts meme it. I'm like, yo, how does this nigga constantly make memeable album covers, dude? It never fails. He's got to be paying somebody to keep this shit going. Because I didn't think you could do nothing with it, and they did. Lil Nas X trolled them, and shit was funny. Like, dude, like I'm like, this is incredible that people are able to flip his shit any type of way. Even though the cover really didn't move me like that, but I'm stupid interested in hearing this album though, because we don't know nothing about it.
You've been stupid interested in hearing this album since he said that he was going to drop CLB. So we're excluding you from this conversation. Now, this worries me, and I'll tell you why. No one looking at Sports Center is going to buy this album because of that Drake confusing break-in hack like that. That like people that they already knew Drake was coming out, they were going to get it. Or the people was like you said, confused and want to know, dude, what the fuck was that and who is Drake? Like
stop.
The 60-year-old. I mean, like, come on, like the 60-year-old white man in Kansas City that's watching the Royals highlights. He has no idea what we're talking about right now. When you're talking about a Drake break-in on Sports Center, he really thought they were hacked on Fox News looking for the answers. But the other part of it, you walked right into this, and I wasn't sure that you would mention, is the cover and the memeable shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We'll talk about this more, especially from my end, when we're talking about memeable rap and the difference in the generation or era that we grew up in. And to avoid sounding like the get off my lawn guy, I'm wondering how serious is Drake taking this? Like I would say that he still doesn't have a classic album. It can be argued. I'm granted that. But we're at a point in your career where if you're putting out an album with this as the album cover, like, I don't know. Like, it's just this. Are you looking for memeable shit, or are you coming to body niggas? Like, I don't care if niggas at this point in time, at the point that Drake is at in his career, and I, like you said, you had him in your top 5. Like, he out here to body niggas. I'm not playing with niggas no more. Like, I'm laughing at Kanye West when he trolling me during his album week, because none of y'all niggas are on my level. None of y'all niggas have done the shit that I've done before. So putting out something that's memeable a week before your album, that says concern to me. Maybe Kanye West rattled his cage. Maybe he ain't as confident as we thought he was coming into the Certified Lover Boy, because that album, that thing right there, that's trash. It doesn't look like hip hop to me, and a nigga that's like on his shit. Like a nigga that's gonna be like, man, I'm in album mode. Like, you know, we've seen it. Like niggas coming out, this is the best album ever, or whatever it may be that people say prior to that album, but you dropped the 9 pregnant emojis in different colors. That's kind of nuts to me. I'm not saying it's wrong or it's right. I'm just saying from the era of hip hop that I come from, that's kind of nuts to me, and it shows concern.
Yeah, no,
raises concern. Excuse
me. Drake trolls, and he's tongue in cheek with a lot of his stuff. So I don't know what this is supposed to represent. It's supposed to be kind of lighthearted, supposed to be kind of funny, not taking himself. That's one thing Drake is good at, not taking himself too seriously. Even still, he goes about his business when it comes to that booth. But I'm not going to lie, I'm not a fan of it. If that's the cover, I'm not a fan.
It's cool not to take yourself serious. I get what you're saying. Like, that's not Drake's person. Drake is not Kobe Bryant. Right. Like, he don't really have, but we haven't seen him in Mamba mode like 24/7. But as a fan of hip hop, that's what I would expect coming into this album. Like, that's what I thought we were getting. I thought Certified Lover Boy was the joke. That's the only joke you're getting. But now you open the door when you are lighthearted, like you said, for niggas like Kanye West to play with you. And that's what he's doing. Like, you playing with me, bro. Like, you come out of nowhere with this, I'm living in Mercedes-Benz Stadium and doing all of this weird shit 2 weeks before my album dropped. Like, you knew this shit was going, like, you knew my little window in my day, and you're playing with me. And like you said, Drake being lighthearted leaves the door open for niggas like Kanye West to play with him.
I can't wait.
Pause.
I can't wait. 11:59, man. I might just hop in. I might start the car up. I might download the shit, start the car up, nigga, just ride around downtown Atlanta, run to the Alamo with. Fuck it.
Hey, man.
11:59.
50-year-old man riding around to that Drake when it drop at 12 a.m. is nuts. I just want to let you know that.
I might do that shit. Fuck it. Oh, shit. Hey, let's take it to the big screen, man. T.I. was a part of a movie called ATL. His first movie, I want to say?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, look, coming of age comedy drama joint. Y'all remember ATL, man, back in 2006. Well, 15 years later, a trailer just dropped starring him for ATL 2. It was a little teaser trailer. Let me ask you, are you checking for this ATL 2 featuring your boy Clifford Harris?
I'm interested. Trailer was some slaw. Them walking down the street. A Happy Days style. I have no idea what the trailer was about, but I'm interested in the idea, the evolution of the characters, and could be a really good movie, one that we need in the quote unquote, what's the genre? Do we call it the hood movie genre?
Yeah.
I think this has a great opportunity. Like, they can take it from what it was, the lighthearted coming of age, and make it a full-fledged drama. Like, we're in 2021, they could do something with that to make it really good. So I'm looking forward to this, man. I think T.I. is looking for his next act. You know what I mean? If it's going to be movies, or he thought it was podcasting, he wanted to be a social activist. So if he can get something to catch on, if this movie springboards it, I'm looking forward to that, being a big fan of T.I.
Yeah, this was the epitome of a teaser trailer, because obviously they didn't show anything of actual movie footage. It was just like you said, him and several cast members walking. Where are they going? Who the fuck knows? I will say this though, the cast still looks relatively young though. Like, niggas like didn't age crazy like that.
Black don't crack at all, I mean.
Right, exactly.
Is that Country Wayne in there?
I didn't see that.
Comedian dude. I thought the comedian dude looked just like. I didn't know if that was Country Wayne or he just looked like that thing.
I ain't see. Yeah, I don't know, but I will say this, man. Shout out to the director's Craig Robinson. He's known for doing a bunch of music videos. I'm here for this if it's true. T.I. hasn't mentioned this or tweeted this, and there's no date, and it's like
you don't know if it's gonna be true.
Yeah, we don't even really know if this happening.
T.I. did
like
mention this though. I think this was on T.I. page.
Oh, if I saw this from the direct, because I follow Chris Robinson, and he posted.
T.I. did retweet it.
Okay. Well, in that case, then it may happen. But I'm here for it. ATL1 is really, really good. I don't know what type of storyline that they're going to talk about, but I will say this though. Did you watch have you seen Kevin Hart little one-on-one interview series where he's sitting in the wine cellar?
I've seen the previews. I haven't watched it.
Okay, so he got an episode with Ice Cube. And he asked Cube about the status of Friday.
Right.
And he said, and Cube said he turned in a script. And I'm going to tell you what he said and tell me if you fuck with this plot. He said it was going to be Craig and Day Day. And he said he wrote this before weed got legalized. He said they had a dispensary. They end up getting locked up. But while they're in jail, they're in the same jail as Debo. They're in the same, well, obviously, I mean, obviously you could tell it's old because obviously Debo's not here.
This was a lie.
Right. So they got locked up in the same jail as Debo, same jail as the Joker dudes from part 2, and what's the name from part 3, Terry Crews from part 3. And so that hijinks ensue. And
man, ain't nobody trying to see them niggas in jail, bro. Like, what? The fuck out of here, nigga. Did Kevin Hart tell him get the fuck out of here?
Huh?
Hopefully Kevin Hart told him get the fuck out of here.
No.
He didn't?
It's a wrap on that storyline anyway.
That nigga for saying damn his age. I thought Kevin Hart was on there keeping it real or something.
Yeah, nah.
That plot. Do you like that?
It's okay.
I don't want to see them in jail, bro. Like the epitome of Friday is like in the hood. Like it's a Friday in the neighborhood.
That's
true. You don't take this shit to jail, man. I don't want them promoting that. Like
that shit could be funny though, bro. With them in it, with all that, with Big Worm in there, like that shit could be funny though.
It could be, but I would rather see them on the block, like in the neighborhood, bro. Like don't break the wheel, bro. Like we got the wheel is there. It's invented, my nigga. We ain't got to take this to fucking France and Mars and jail, my nigga. Just leave it right here in the hood, dude. This is the epitome of Leprechaun in outer space and shit, nigga. Just stay right here in the hood, bro.
Friday in space, nigga.
The Cube better than that too. He didn't write this. Somebody gave him this.
He said he wrote it, man. He said he turned it in. He said they wasn't fucking with it.
I see why. That's why. Nobody didn't want that shit, man. Nobody don't see no niggas in jail, bro. The jail comedies are over. It's right there with the slave shit, my nigga. We want to see niggas out and free and prospering, nigga. All right, so moving on before we get into this much anticipated Donda review. Your man Rick Ross is keeping MMG in the game brick by brick, still trying to build it up. He signed a new Boston rapper, Smoke Boga. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, if it's Boja or Boga. My question to you for MMG and Rick Ross, do you see big things on the horizon for the second stage of MMG, or is this grand opening, grand closing?
On the reverse side of our guy Ray Vaughn over at TDE, which I was impressed with when I listened to him, Ross put out a single with Smoke Boga.
That Gotti single?
That water whipping shit?
Oh, no, I ain't heard that.
He put it out. It came out literally today. And it took that what's my guy that just passed from Bad Boy? Black Rob. It's got that Black Rob sample in there.
Yeah. And
Ross sounded great on it. But the Smoke Boga nigga was some slaw. Like, bro, like, what is this? I'm not looking forward to this. If this is what MNG's next act is, it's over. It's a wrap. Put him in the dirt. Gonna clean them up, just get rid of MMG, file for bankruptcy because this ain't it. Like, I don't know if it's like a single deal or if he actually signed him to the label, but you don't go from Meek Mill, Wale, Stolly, Omarion, who are all decent in their own right, to borderline stars, to this, what I just heard. This ain't it, dude. Like, so no, this may be too little too late. I'm very interested to see companies when they're on their last leg, what their next move is. And we'll talk about Cash Money in just a second too, because they signed somebody new. But I want to hear your thoughts on Smoke Bulga out of Boston.
Saying that Stolly is a borderline star is nuts.
That was more for Wale and Meek Mill, but go ahead.
And I listened to the Gotti song. He has a song like Gotti or something like that. It's pretty good. Not what I would expect out of some guy from New England that I've never heard of before this press release. So I question Rick Ross's eye for talent, because I don't think Omarion or Stolly or Tracy T or Peel or like.
First of all, every roster has bench players, dude. We're not finna point out the bench players and be like, look at his roster. Like, come on.
He hit big with Meek Mill and Wale, so it looks like that he's done a great job at MMG. But like you said, I just named the rest of the bench, and like you got literally nothing. Like you got Cadillac Tile and whatever the other nigga name was,
Black Child,
Murder Inc. Black, what's his name?
Black Child.
Yeah, like that's what you got. And I'm not saying that these niggas had to be Meek Mill and Wale, but we could have at least got some contribution, and I'm not gonna fully blame them for that. You got to start looking at the boss if that's the thing that happened. So I'm not sure if Rick Ross can pick talent. Like I'm not sure if he's at that stage in his career where he wants to step back and put 100% like a Cash Money would behind a new artist, because Ross still out here. For sure. I'm still trying to have $10,000 events where you sign up for him and come see him. In order to do that, he got to be the star. And I feel like if MMG is going to prosper, he got to be the boss, not the star. Like he can't be Baby. Ain't no more Baby. Like it's either one or the other, in my opinion, in today's rap game. Like it ain't enough room on Rick Ross's bandwidth. It ain't enough room on his plate for him to say, well, I'm going to be Rick Ross and still be up here. And I'm going to bring a nigga like, what's his name?
Smoke Bulga.
Smoke Bulga.
That name ain't
to Meek Mill status.
Yeah, listen.
But with that being said, if Rick Ross, he can find talent that's developed already. Like his name still ring bells in the street. Where if it's a nigga that's bubbling, he got a chance, but it can't be Smoke Bulga.
Listen, he needs to get a page from the Yo Gotti playbook. Because Yo Gotti has managed to find ESTG, 42 Doug, Moneybag Yo. Like, he's able to find these people. So I don't know if it's him or someone in his team that got their ear to the street, but it's working, whatever it is. Ross, it's that time. Meek Mill don't want to answer your phone. He won't let you in VIP. Who knows what Wale is on? Wale might retire tomorrow. Who knows? It's time, Ross, to have your contingency plan in place for a new roster, a new overhaul, some new talent. So you need to you need to hold a damn, you don't need the business thing to get more investments and shit at the crib. You need a damn talent show at the house.
Rap job fair.
You need a job fair at the house.
I'd have a job fair. Yeah, MMG job fair.
That's what you need to find some talent.
But that's the difference between a nigga like Rick Ross and a nigga like Yo Gotti, though. Yo Gotti ain't really trying to be an act no more. I'm going to take it if it come. If I catch one, if I catch a single, cool. I'll put you an album out behind it and we going to make it do what it do. But other than that, I want Moneybag Yo popping. I want Black Youngster popping. I want everybody CMGing it out. I don't really know if Rick Ross is there yet. Or if he like Rick Ross is a star. And this ain't knocking him. It's just saying like where he at in his road. I don't know if he's there where he like pushing a nigga to be as great as they can be.
Speaking of second acts, though, I sent you a dude. First of all, I woke up Saturday, hopped on my blog sites, just searching, and I see the headline, new Cash Money artist releases single. And I was like, I have to hear this because I got to see what Birdman got up his sleeve because I've buried him a few times over the last year. And he signed a rapper from Florida named 88. And I had zero expectations for this song. It's called Hit. And I pressed play and I was thoroughly impressed at what I heard, dude. That was way better than I was expecting. So shout out to Birdman. I don't know how he does it. He still got records with Young Thug. They just did like a little Rich Gang video. I don't know how he's able to pull this shit off, dude. He's the Michael Myers of hip hop, dude. He will not die. He keeps just going. And that song with this kid from Florida is fire. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. It's banging. I'm interested to see what he got going on. We're seeing new turnaround, bro, with TDE, with Cash Money, with possibly MMG. Like, we're seeing, I'm really curious to see which one of these can stand out after they've had successful runs. Like, who can have that second act? Or in Cash Money's 10, in Cash Money's instance, 7th act, but
facts.
Everyone else is interesting.
And Cash Money, like you said, they've been doing this for a long time. This is exciting. Like for people from our generation, you and I have seen Dame Dash, and we seen Rockefeller, we seen No Limit, we seen
Bad
all
Boy,
the different Bad Boy, the independent labels. Seeing these people re-up is super exciting. Like you said, I'm very interested to see Rick Ross next play, Yo Gotti next play, all of Gucci Man, like all of these people who we've seen go, and like the career is extended to the point that they get extended, and now they got people out here putting in work, and we get to see them wear the executive hat and finally get that aspect back in the game, because we were missing it for a while. Like it wasn't that person like Baby, what Baby has been doing for years, and what we knew Master P and what we knew Puff Daddy to be in a Suge Knight a long time ago. We missed that for a long time. And like you said, with TDE reemerging and MMG, like we may get to see it again.
The re-ups can crash and fall. New No Limit.
But they
new Death Row. Remember when they what was it? The Row? Like, no, bro. Murder Inc. The Inc. No.
Death Row East going different ways. But yeah, it can burn 100%. But you're smart. You would think people are smarter now too. Like Baby been, like you said, maneuvering. He like a fucking ant. Like it don't matter what happened, nuclear bomb can hit, nigga still gonna be alive. But with that being said, you gotta respect it, and that's the blueprint. I'm sure with a nigga like Yo Gotti is looking at building CMG, like he getting Baby on the phone. Like, what should I do right here, bro? Like, y'all niggas been doing this for 30 years, 40 damn near. Baby gotta be Baby like the Bono of hip hop. That nigga like 60, right? 62, 63.
I ain't gonna put the 60 piece on, bro. I ain't putting the 60 piece on him.
Baby 60.
Ain't no way.
You gotta be. He was 30 in the 90s.
Not with a red star on his head.
20 years into the teens, dude.
That's nuts.
Baby, at least if he not 60, he 58.
Shout out to Birdman, dude. I like that. I like that record, though. I couldn't believe I was liking that shit. I was like, damn, ain't this a bitch? That shit hard. I couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave him alone, bro. I'm gonna let it. Fuck it, man.
Song banging, right?
That song's tough.
How much money do you have to dress like Birdman at 58 years old? How much you got to have in the bank?
I gotta have nigga 400 or 500 M's, nigga. It's the only way, bro. And that's why he dressed like that, to keep up that image of having 400 or 500 M's.
I gotta be a billionaire. Fuck that. Liquid, nigga. Cash, all cash money.
Birdman be bullshit.
I'm 60 dressing like that, bro. I got $1 billion. You better fucking believe it, my nigga.
Nigga, speaking of billionaires, goddamn it, Kanye to the West, nigga. Yay, we here. Donda is here. You're all welcome. The long-awaited, supposed to come out 2020. It's supposed to come out July of 2020. Here we are, a year and some change later. 3 live events later, 2 cities, 1 overnight stay at a stadium later. We finally get the release. He had the Chicago show with the recreation of his childhood home in the middle of Soldier Field. Had a lot of cameos. Had Marilyn Manson on stage, which was kind of weird. The Baby, a lot of other people. That goes down. People just knew that it was going to come out Friday. Boo over at Def Jam said, VP at Def Jam said it was dropping Friday. Friday comes, it doesn't come out. Then Sunday, wake up, here it is, all 20,000 tracks of Donda are on streaming sites Sunday morning. There's been a whole bunch of shit surrounding this album, but first though, I do want to ask, what do you think about the response to the album dropping? Whether it's him taking to, because he hasn't said anything this entire time.
Right.
Now he's taking the Instagram showing tweets or showing text about how the baby's manager wouldn't clear the record. He's showing text about, he's speaking about how Universal, they didn't get his approval to drop the record. What do you think about the Breakfast Club went in on him, called him a clown. They wouldn't say why. Soulja Boy is mad because his verse didn't get put on. What do you think about the stuff surrounding the album before we get to the album when it comes to the release of it?
This is Kanye West. This is Kanye West at his finest. This is what he does. Like when he drops an album out, even if it's not sonically what you want to hear, there's going to be so much shit surrounding it that it's at least going to get on your radar. The #1 breakfast show, the #1 hip hop show talks about it in the morning. Soulja Boy, who knows how to make headlines, brings it up. Like all of these people that he knows move the meter have a problem miraculously with his album and are talking about Kanye West's album. It's brilliant for what he does. And I'm not saying that it's planned. I don't know if he meant to do this or not, but Kanye West is a beast at doing this. I know exactly how to push your fucking buttons. And I thought that everything that surrounded him coming into that album, everything that he went through politically, I thought that time had passed. So when you ask me, as I look at this shit play out and DJ Envy's so mad about it and people are calling him a clown, I'm like, damn, this nigga, he got him again. Like people swore to God that they were through with Kanye fucking West and I'm over him, he's canceled. And it wasn't everybody.
Right.
I know that. I know that there were people still checking for him and he still had super fans. But the same people that are like, oh, I'm never going to do this and do that, those are the same people still mad. Like it's real easy, I promise you, in 2021 to ignore a 44-year-old rapper, dude. It's easy, even if it's Kanye West. But if you the person is adding fuel to the fire, I can't believe he did this, I can't believe he did that, then of course it's going to continue to snowball and snowball and snowball. And he makes it where you can't not comment about it.
Yeah, that's the difference.
To make it where you can't not comment about it. And so many people today in 2021 fall into that. And that's why he has so much shit surrounding his album every time. So when you ask the question that you did, I'm amazed and impressed that he's still able to do this.
Yeah, he's still able to trigger people, which is very interesting. And again, Breakfast Club wouldn't go into why they were. Envy called him a clown 17 times in like an 8-second stretch. Dude.
They said it was because of how he was treating. Well, from what I read, I didn't listen to the Breakfast Club interview, but what I read, it was in reference to how he was treating people behind the scenes in reference to getting this album made. Like his treatment towards just how he acted towards them, like I guess language wise, how he talked to them and how he treated them once it came out and wasn't pleased with some of the stuff and how he like called and jumped off on them. I think it had something to do with that.
Interesting. Well, I think it's crazy that he's able to trigger. Chris Brown was triggered. He called him a hole, which I was like, okay. He's on the album. Again, no one's really like elaborating, with the exception of Soulja Boy, who's just seizing the moment to be relevant for 72 more hours, which is fine. I get that. You got to do that if you him. Because he played the verse of the shit that he turned in, and there's no doubt in my mind I know why that verse didn't make the fucking album. Because it was trash, nigga. Like, that shit would have jackballed one of my favorite songs on there. So, like, thank God that didn't make the album because it was terrible. He's just trying to get into the algorithm and trend.
He just wanted. So what did you think about everything surrounding it? Did you expect it?
No, I didn't. And I just think it's so funny that he has people so triggered and he's so polarizing still. Like still, bro. Like, and if you're gonna call him a hoe or whatever the fuck you're gonna say, I need context, bro. And don't post it and delete it. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then 6 months from now, you pop up on a remix or something because he's on the album. Chris Brown is on the album. Like, so are you mad because your verse got took off? Because that happens all the time.
Why you think people do that with Kanye West?
Like, I don't know.
A lot of times people leave it to, oh, I'm going to criticize him, but I'm not going to go into specifics about what it is that we have a problem about. Like, that's the whole thing with Drake. Like,
he elaborated. Drake elaborated though. He elaborated on the shop.
That does that sound legit to you? Like, I don't know what other way to ask you than that. Does that sound legit? Like, oh, my nigga, here go a beat. You take it, you do whatever, and then you Drake, you go and you hear poopity scoop on it, and now y'all got this full-fledged beef for the last 2-3 years.
No, it sounds like and just for people that missed it, Drake said that he flew out to fucking Wyoming, had the session with him, they chopping it up, everything's all good, and he's like, yo, he played one of the beats for him. He's like, yo, let me get that. He's like, cool, that's all you. And then a week later, Kanye puts the song out and it's the Poopity Scoop record. And so he's like, yo, is this nigga fucking with me? Like, what was that? Like, that's like on some mental, like some mental warfare shit. Like, yo, he just put it out. It wasn't on no album. It wasn't on nothing, bro. So it's like, it make it look like he's trying to play chess. He's trying to fuck with you. And so, yeah, I can understand how things could go left from there. That's all I'm saying. Because Drake is not going to let that slide without throwing some shit on the record, and people going to pick up on it, and then Pusha T going to gas Kanye. And it's just, I can see it spiraling out of control. But that's Kanye's an interesting dude, and probably is somebody that I wouldn't hang with. We all know somebody that we wouldn't hang with.
I don't believe that you would hang with Kanye.
Nah, dude, he's an interesting. It would be cool on some artistic shit to see him do his thing, but just like as a friend, that nigga, man, he weird as fuck, bro.
But like goes to part of the point of what I'm talking about when you just explain that story, right? You call me to the studio and we doing all of this shit, and then you tell me I can have this beat and I hit a poopity scoop on it. As opposed to, and what I think is the issue is that everybody and most people can't corral Kanye West or get the real shit out of him. You call the nigga up next. Like, you don't wonder, are these mind games? You don't do none of that shit. Hey, bro, what the fuck you got going on? I thought you said this beat was for me. What's this shit? So let's go on and get this shit out in the air. That way you can't finagle out of it. You can't blame mental illness. I'm getting you on the phone, my nigga. What is this? And I think too many of the times, like the shit with Jay-Z, like I'm sure Jay didn't call the nigga and be like, hey, bro, what the fuck was that? Like, even with this shit with the Breakfast Club that we're talking about, as opposed to envy, oh, you're a whole and this and that, like for 30 minutes on your fucking morning show, like I can get in touch with you. I can tell you a hoe on your phone and you finna have to listen to this because you did some fucked up shit. And you can hang. Like, it's just, I feel like the people, and Pusha T responded to the Breakfast Club. And he said that, like, y'all got me fucked up, essentially. Y'all got me and my team fucked up because part of it was you guys should be holding him accountable. Like what I'm saying right now. You guys should be telling him, hey, man, it ain't cool to treat people like that. It ain't cool to act like this. And Pusha T and his team essentially responded and said, dude is a grown man. Like, what are we supposed to do? We hold him accountable as much as we can, but I can't hold the nigga hand and tell him how to and to not treat people. And I would say that's up to people. Like, if you let him, Drake, do this and call you here and play these mental games with you and release your address supposedly, like, that's on you, my nigga. You got to call and straighten that. Like, your team can't do that. Like, you can't be passive aggressive and do all this. Like, you got to call and straighten that. I said, nigga like Kanye West gonna keep pushing the line because that's what he does. He's a line pusher. He's a button pusher. So, like, unless a nigga call him straight all the way out, I feel like it's gonna be like you're gonna get these situations.
I feel like, and we're about to get to the actual meat of the conversation, which is the album itself. I feel like the antics bleed over into the music for a lot of people. And I say that, I had a conversation with my guy over the weekend, and he gave it the first run. He was like, bro, I can't listen to it, it's some slaw. And I was like, okay. I said, run it back. Just run it back. He's like, bro, I can't listen. I said, no, just run it back though. Just run it back. He calls me back and was like, okay, and like, I get it. I needed that second listen because I had to wash away the pump fakes, the delays, I'm getting a divorce on season 7 of this show, and nigga, they probably now they back to get. I gotta wash away all of that shit, and I had to clear my ears so I can listen without the bullshit drowning it out, because that can leak into it. And to me, that's a fair assessment. To me, I'm a super fan, so I don't really let it penetrate my opinion like that, but I can see it being overwhelming and too much that I'm hearing news from a musical artist that doesn't concern music. It's always something else. Like, it ain't a new song, it's just a new rumor or something new stupid you said, or a new hat you got on, or a new controversial. Like, that can be exhausting. And then when you hear a project like what Kanye makes, or what the type of music that Drake makes, because you need more than one sit down traditionally with some of the stuff that they make. So that first listen is going to be, your ears are going to be filled with the bullshit leading up to it. So I got that over the weekend, and I think that that's a fair style. I was like, no, that's fair. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't affect me like that, but I can understand somebody saying, yo, dude, I'm exhausted of hearing this nigga. And so when I listen to it at first, I'm already slick annoyed. But I fresh ear. I feel like you have to listen to this with fresh ears with dude, bro. He just be on some other shit. Even I be over it, but I just don't let it. It's different for me though.
Yeah, I get your point, and it's a valid one. And what I would say, I'm about to go deep here with it. Kanye West music used to be so clear, like Graduation, Late Registration. Like, that shit was like, you could tell what the fuck the nigga was saying. And I know you grow as artists and you develop different sounds, and I get that. You can't sound like your first album all the time. But to your homeboy's point, when I put this in and you listen to it for the first time, it's easy to miss.
Yeah, it's a fact.
A lot of shit.
It's a lot.
Like, it's easy to miss because it's a lot going on.
It's a lot.
And then on top of that, you put in everything else that's out there. Yeah. All the MAGA hat shit, all the slaves of choice shit, all of that adding into it. And you're like, man, I'm not finna try this hard to listen to Kanye West, dude. This nigga halfway got my ear anyway.
That's fair.
So I get that. That makes perfect sense. What I would argue and say the problem is, though, is Kanye West is at this point where he loves being Kanye West more than he loves doing music. And I thought about that listening to this on about the third time. Because you are right in the point that you bring. The more you listen to it, you start to notice some cool shit on the album.
Yeah.
But it's not coming from a nigga like that loves, like we talked about the Kobe in him. Like, Kanye West used to have that in him. Back Around My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like, I remember listening to that album and being like, man, this nigga loves fucking music. Like, I could tell this nigga loves to do this shit. Yeezus comes out, and all the albums that have came out, this one I've listened to more than any of those. But when I listen to this one, I don't say that. I say, man, this nigga's really fucking talented at music. He's musically brilliant, but I don't hear love in there anymore. Like, and what I would equate it to, like, you can even say, like, he's taking most of it out. Like, Kanye West used to talk so much on his albums. And now you got this one, it's the same length as far as how long the album plays, but it's a lot less words. And I think that comes from a nigga like him who can do music well, and I can put this shit together in my sleep and make it sound motherfucking 10 times better than anybody else out here. I just don't like to do it as much anymore. I like being Kanye West. I like pushing the buttons. I like people talking about me. I like beefing with Drake. And if it takes me to have to put this album out and do all of this other stuff, I'll do this to have the spectacle going on, because I enjoy the spectacle much more. Because if you look back to his progression over his career, that's what he's always wanted. I've wanted to be Kanye West. Y'all niggas try to put me in a producer box. I told y'all niggas I could rap. Once I started rapping, y'all niggas told me I couldn't be the biggest innovator, Walt Disney ass nigga is. Here I am worth $1 billion. I love doing that shit. And I think if he was more honest about that, as opposed to acting like it's about the music and Donda's just big creative piece. It's not, bro. You're just good at music. You know how to do this shit really well, but you don't like it. You don't like doing this shit, and we can tell. Because if you did, we would get the same shit or similar to the same shit when it comes to content and lyrics and passion that we got in the other albums. And it just, it's not there. Like, it leaves a lot out, even though it's really good. sonically, it leaves a lot to be desired as far as, man, I wish a nigga like Kanye West, the old Kanye, as we would say, I wish that he were talking on some of these tracks as opposed to this new nigga.
I'm in the minority. Like I don't need the old Kanye. I like the stuff that has come out. Even I understand that makes sense though. Like I won't act like, what are you talking about, nigga? That definitely makes sense. But I will say, listening to this one though, the 27 track scared the shit out of me when I first seen it. I was like, fuck, because Jesus is King. I'm on record. I don't like gospel music. I damn sure don't like gospel rap. But Jesus is King didn't really move. Like, there's a couple of joints I revisit, some of the more traditional sounding songs on there, like 3 or 4. But the other tracks on there, I'm like, yeah, I can't really get jiggy with it like that. But I will say, I pressed play on this, and I had time because I was putting together a chase, and I'm like the least handiest nigga on earth. So I was gonna struggle with that chase for at least an hour. We was gonna get through at least an hour and a half of this fucking hour.
I'd still be putting that motherfucker together when you started.
So I was like, nigga, this works out perfectly. So I hit play on it, and it's running. And again, I have fresh ears. My ears, when I hit play, I don't remember anything leading up to this. Like, all that's out the window for me. So I'm listening with fresh ears, and by like halfway through, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, I really didn't just hear that and was like, nigga, what the fuck is this? Like, I went to the live show, obviously. I went to the first one in Atlanta. So I'm hearing stuff that I heard at the live show. I'm hearing new shit. And I'm like, I'm hearing a gang of features. This is really slick, like a compilation, if we being honest. And I'm like, I'm hearing it, but I'm like, I slick haven't heard nothing where I was just like, this is some bullshit. So I'm really fucking with it. So my initial reaction was, I liked what I was hearing, but it's so many tracks that you really can't process. Like, you'll become familiar with a section of the album, but not the whole thing. So like, I can get familiar with like the first 10. I'm like, nigga, the song with Lil Baby is tough. I'm like, nigga, the song with Thug, you know what I'm saying? This, that. I'm able to, but then like 16, 18, and 21, like, bro, I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take me 3 days to really get familiar with what's what. But with that being said, initial thoughts, I liked it, and I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did, coming off Jesus King and it being a low-key gospel rap album and it being an hour and 45 minutes long. I liked it more than I thought I would, even as a Kanye stan. What did you think when you heard it the first time?
Is it gospel rap?
I mean, at this point, yeah, but I mean, nigga, songs are called Judas, Jesus Lord, nigga, Lord, I Need You.
I guess it just has to do with I don't know. I just think
praise God. What are we talking about?
This is where he is in his life, though. Like, it's just, it'd be a fool. I don't know. It's hard to call this gospel rap from what I would think it was.
Yeah.
First listen to the album, though. It was, again, it wasn't a lot of information. And going back to the old Kanye comment that you said, you not needing the old Kanye, I understand that, but I think the game does. Like, the game needs the old Kanye. It needs the commentary that we used to get from a 50 Cent, or the commentary that we would get from a Jay-Z when he was hot, or Tupac, as I talked about a couple of shows ago. That's why it's so exciting when Kendrick Lamar come out and say something like, smoking on your top 5. There's a culture, and then there's a Kanye West where he has out in this stratosphere. And we would still like him to talk about the culture even being out in this stratosphere. Like, it makes us feel a part of your journey. Take us with you, my nigga. And I feel like this album wasn't that. And what saves it and what made me like it is the features were. Like,
yeah,
the features would bring it back.
Yeah.
Like, every time you get ready to, or if I did say, man, what is this I'm listening to? Lil Baby will pop me. A Dirk will pop in, a West Side Gun will pop in, and it'll bring you back, and then Kanye will come take you back out to where he's trying to take you. So it was a really good balance on that. That's what I was thinking first listen, because like you, I'm listening for the shit that I'm pressing skip on. Let me get that out of the way immediately. But it was mixed up so well as far as, all right, like I said, here go Lil Baby. Just when I'm finna hit skip, I hear Lil Baby or ad lib come in, you know? So he did a really good job of mixing that in there. And my critique, like I say, would be, I didn't get the culture commentary that I yearn for from a good rapper, like what Tupac would do, what Kendrick Lamar would do. That is what Kanye West was fucking brilliant at. And that's turned into, I'm just gonna let you know about how I'm feeling and what I'm going through.
Well, nah, hold on. I ain't gonna let you do that though, because he's got some cultural commentary on here. Even the song with Dirk, when he's like, nigga, smoking on ops, that shit ain't cool. That's not finna get you no money. Da 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 da. Like all the like them bars, that song specifically, because Dirk, that's one thing about the features. I think he had people get out of their comfort zone a little bit. Like you can't get on here money cash holes. Like you got to actually be saying something. Dirk kept it a stack on there by losing his brother, by losing Vaughn.
Dirk probably got the hardest verse on this fucking.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was a top tier verse coming from Dirk, bro. Same thing. Baby's able to do that. He's done songs with Kurt Franklin. So like he's able to step outside and
who?
Baby. Lil Baby, nigga.
Oh, I thought you.
Yeah. The fuck?
I was talking about Brian Williams.
Absolutely not.
You had a stroke over there, didn't you?
Nigga, that Birdman Kirk Franklin collab, nigga, that'll be nuts. But no,
that's
absolutely
in the next
not.
10 years. That's in the next 10 years, boy.
But people, Fabio Foreign stepping out, talking about what he was talking about. Like he was forcing people to step outside of their normal. Let me just do my quick little punch in bars and nigga, we get in and get out microwavable shit. So even the Baby, like I really like that he was able to bring that out of people.
I ain't hear the Baby verse. This shit was blacked out on Spotify.
It got added Sunday night.
I still don't see it on here.
Yeah, it's on there. It's J.O. Part 2. He on there. And this verse was dope. I thought this verse was dope. Like that's one of his best verses.
I heard about this verse. I never got to hear it though.
Yeah, like that. I was like, damn. Like so I say that to say he was able to bring that out of them in a different way, and which aids to the content that you were looking for of introspective, personal. I'm talking about what's really going on, some real shit. We ain't talking about no ice around my neck. We ain't talking about no frivolous shit. We got plenty of time to do that, to party and bullshit. But on here, the features brought it, and to me, even even the Locks was talking about some real shit, bro. Like I was like,
Sheik ripped it.
She definitely ripped that. Like I was fucking with this, bro. I think the album is tough. I'm not gonna lie. I was, and then it's 20.
Spoiler alert.
No, it's 20. It's 27 tracks, and I think that was a shout out or a nod to the two previous albums being dumb short. The Jesus is King was like 8 songs, and then the Yay was 6 or 7. So like I think that was a nod to that. Like okay, y'all said I rushed this, and I half-assed this. Then okay, I'm gonna give you double-digit 2-hour-long album, and then like you can't say that no more. In a day and age when people not really doing it like that, this is a double disc, basically.
Yeah, I saw that comparison that it would be a double disc if they were still making CDs. Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is not a lie as far as the features stepping up and him asking to do or them giving the social commentary that I'm looking for. But I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. That still ain't Kanye. Like Kanye West is special because of his social commentary. And what you're saying is dope. It's fire that I can get a nigga to step out of the box, and I've been so impactful. I think people maybe listen to this show would think that my opinion on Kanye West is not that. Like I commend him there. He's one of the most influential people ever in hip hop. If anybody were to knock that, they'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But also, I want to hear him. And the old Kanye West doesn't have as much to do with him being in that mindset or being kind of like, I don't want him embarrassing himself, cutting Taylor Swift off. That's not it. But I would love to have seen what that person maturing would look like. I feel like you took a detour and you got this person that you have now. And a lot of the album is him talking about the mistakes he made to get to the point that he is personally. Yeah. And that's cool. Like you can do that. But there's also a place where when I get excited again, when I hear Kendrick Lamar coming, because I think that he's going to touch on social issues. And I ain't asking niggas to come and rap about the election and things of that nature, just more commentary about what we see on a daily basis.
But to be fair,
we have seen on a daily basis.
That Kendrick verse was 4 years in the making, dude. Like the nigga literally has not been out.
As an example because he does it the most. Like even J. Cole struggled. Like even J. Cole raps from a more, and it's hard to do this. And this is why Tupac is so great. It's hard to rap from a perspective of someone who you ain't been around in 10 years. Like, I get a nigga like J. Cole rapping from his perspective of who he is and trying to make it his way, but there's still something else that's left out there that I feel like Kendrick Lamar can do, which is why we see the big gap in between his music. But that ain't the point. The point is with Kanye West and how he does it. And I really respect, like you said, the features and how he was able to get them out of his box and kind of bring the album in when he would get out there on his rants. That was the most impressive thing to me. And of course, the music. I hated that there were no drums or like really like hard sounds like we're used to in hip hop. But he tried to supplement that with like strong horns and shit, and it's just not the same.
Well, what stood out first though? Whether it was a couple joints,
album, man. It's hard. It's easy to get lost. But if I were Jail, of course, with Hove ripped it. I like God. Like I think it came out of the gate strong. God Breathe, Off the Grid, like all of that is good.
Yeah.
When you get to Hurricane and Praise Fire and Jonah, I don't really like those.
We're just going for some highlights, though. Shit, no, we'll give me some highlights. Well, we're gonna get to what you didn't like, I promise.
I'm just scrolling through it now because there's so much shit right here. But yeah, those are the ones that I did like. What do you got?
I fucked with Off the Grid heavy. I thought that was Kanye's best vocal performance in terms of rapping. He was ripping that. When the beat switched to the drill beat, he was ripping that. We're talking about him and Kim. Like, I had a bag before I met her, so like me and her comparing bags, it was starting to get petty. Like all of that was hard. He was ripping that. Fuck what anybody talking about. He was ripping that. I also fuck with the I believe it's Believe What I Say with that with the Lauryn Hill sample. I thought that was hard. And if I had to pick another one, that Jesus Lord with Jay Electronica. That shit hard too, man. Like that, I fuck with that. Even though I don't know, Jay Elect be going off my head, I'm gonna keep it a stack. But I like that song though.
I didn't like that. That was start.
What?
Yeah, I ain't like the Jesus Lord.
That's correct.
I'm not a Jay Elect fan.
I mean, neither am I, motherfucker. But that shit is hard. Like, and then you listen to the Locks version. Then if you don't like him,
the Locks version is part 2, right?
Yeah,
I love their verses ending it up. Yeah, I mean, this when you say you don't like something on here, it's just it ain't because it's bad. It's just not what you like were looking for. I would say. Sure. It ain't really no bad, terrible songs on here, but it was some shit that I was like, okay, let me get to the next song because this is a lot. And 24 was one of those.
That was one of the more churchy gospel songs that on there. Organs, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of shit. That 24 was one of them. That's a fact.
Yeah, that was a big one. And I didn't like how it came in. I didn't like the Donda chant as far as nitpicking. But do you have or do they like hide? We talked about this before, but I didn't get a clear answer from you. Like, where are the features and the credits? Like, they don't put that shit on here no more. Like, what's the deal with this?
I blame Travis Scott Astroworld for the hidden feature trick, and that's cool. See, I'm cool with that on first listen because I'm surprised at who I'm hearing. But bro, after it's been out for about 3 or 4 hours, hey, go ahead and put the fucking features on there so I know who's who.
I waver on that, man. Like sometimes I like it. It's like you said, sometimes I don't. It's kind of like the NFL with the new numbers for me. Like I'm kind of can feel old. Like what the fuck am I looking at? Like
single digit defensive ends and shit.
Yeah, like nigga back in safety number 4. Like what is going on, dude? It's the same thing with this. Like as I scroll through, one of the things that helped me remember what I liked and what I didn't like is some of the features, and that's what I was going through when you were reading. Like, now what the fuck are the features? They still ain't put them on here. But yeah, that was one of the things that I didn't like is not knowing who was what because I still don't know. So like Fabio, I'd recognize his voice, and there's some recognizable voices, but there's still some people that I don't and would like to credit to. But 24 was just the biggest one that stuck out to me, and the length it was really long. It ain't pause. It ain't like this isn't something not being a super fan. Once I get through this one time and 2 times, 3 times to review it for the show, it'll be a long time before I digest this album as a whole again.
I will say the Jesus Lord is tough too because he got the Larry Hoover Jr. phone call at the end.
He ripped that.
That shit was
He
hard.
ripped it. Okay, I do like that song.
That song was bang. That's what I'm saying. Like, that song, but that's the problem
like
with
JLX verse.
Okay, that's fair.
I did like this song.
But that's the problem with the album, though. And that's what I was talking to my mans about. He was like, bro, I can't differentiate what song is. Like, I want to tell you which ones I like, but I don't know what's what.
Yeah, like
30 songs.
Because if you're doing anything else other than sitting right here listening to it, taking notes, then like you got to run to your phone and be like, oh, damn, which one was that?
Exactly.
Go through it like 5-10 times.
And it just came out Sunday too. So
yeah. So we'll double back on this.
Yeah, but on some skips or some low lights, I guess the remixes I could have done without, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Really, my boy Kanye put off the unthinkable. He's got a 27-track album with no skips. I didn't think he could do it.
That's bullshit.
History has been made. God damn it. Donda motherfucker. Kanye, you did it, my nigga. Let's go. 27 tracks, no skips. Niggas never happened in the history of rap until now. There are no, like, dead ass, there's no song on here that when I heard it come on, I was like, oh, I'm out of there. It wasn't one song, bro. I'm not bullshit.
You're a big Kanye West fan, though. Dude.
I'm not.
Relax, bro.
Dude, it wasn't one song, bro. It with the exception of something like 24 is a gospel record.
There it is. There's your one.
I'm letting that go, though. Fuck it.
Nah, there's the one. You asked for one, I gave you one.
Out the gate is strong, though.
What do you think about the numbers that came out with this stuff? Do you think that they're going to hold up for a full week, or is Drake going to break these, or is Kanye West still a boss at that?
Yeah, because he on track to do about 300. He on track to do like 300.
I'm talking about the other stuff too, the number 2 streamed Spotify debut ever and most do you think like that's for Drake? Yeah. All of those press releases were for Drake.
Yeah.
Like, remember next week, nigga, when you talking about your million first week that I had the most this, that, and the third. I think the Drake's team is gonna be pressed. Like it's gonna be a lot of promo this week.
Now Drake is promo. I seen the billboards and they're going to he gonna do what he do.
He in overdrive. Yeah. Who is he talking about? Who are the signs about? What does that mean?
It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to that. But if you had to give this a rating, I know it's tough and it's early. We're early with the rating, but especially to the best of your ability.
Yeah, good worth streaming.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's 5. It's a classic.
Wow,
it's the best gospel rap album of all time.
That's fucking nuts.
No, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I really, really like it. I like it way more than I thought I would, and my expectations were relatively low, even though it's a Kanye album. But I thought it was gonna be Jesus King Part 2, and I wasn't here for that. But the songs that I like on Jesus King that are more traditional rap shit, he doubled down on that on here, because the song with Young Thug is like that. The song with Dirk is like that. The song with Yachty sound traditional. I'm like, oh, okay, like he doing the traditional sound on here. It's not all Sunday service, 3-minute long choir bridges and shit. Like he's not really doing that on here like that. So that's why I say I really fuck with this. I'm gonna say it's banging. I'm gonna give it 4. Actually, no, 3.5 is banging. It's banging. I understand the replay value is a little sketch. You really have to dive into it to really find the shit that you like and revisit it. And everybody ain't got time for that, especially when the 6th God is coming in a couple of days. So I understand that. But in terms of numbers, Drake, he got his eye on them charts, and he always do numbers, man. So they're going to play it strategically, and I'm ready for it. But I thought this album was better than a lot of people giving it credit for, to be honest.
Drake gonna blow this shit out of the water, nigga.
Maybe.
Nigga, Kanye West gonna be on suicide watch next week.
Hey, we don't know shit about this CLB though. Like, we don't know no features finna be on there. Like,
I know this nigga finna crush it, man. This nigga, he in his prime, man. Kanye West, this is Kanye West's last big album. Ain't no more of this shit, man.
He crazy.
It's over for this, bro.
This nigga.
What was his album before this? Did it come out last year?
Jesus King?
Yeah, was it 2 years?
No, I think it was 2019. I think
2 years ago. It's 2020. Yeah, it's over. It's like I was calling Ross, it's over. Like all this big shit, then the Donda at Soldier Field, like it's a wrap, my nigga.
Okay.
The last time you running the label budget up like it, because you're not like, this is it.
That's cap.
And and most of that is off of what Drake is about to do next week. Like niggas is going the next time Kanye West want to go in there and talk about I'm spending 50 million on this and this show for my house. And I'm like, man, bro, Drake came out with an emoji album covering twice your shit 7 days later, my nigga. Take this $8 million and scrap some shit together, buddy. I'm telling you, man, Six God is finna, and y'all know I'm not no Drake fan or anything like that.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Does I respect what
you're just not a stan. That's all. It's okay. You can be a fan. Niggas not too cool to be a fan. It's okay.
Okay, I give you that.
That's all.
I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of him as an artist.
That's what I'm.
With that being said, he gonna come and he finna smoke this nigga boots next week, nigga. Kanye West gonna be so sick.
We'll see. We'll see.
So mad next week.
Y'all let us know what y'all think of this Donda album. I know it's early. Leave us a comment at OndeckTV Show on Instagram. What do you rate it? We got some wins and some losses before we get out of here. We are handing out an L to my guy Fat Joe for having to hop on Instagram, hit record on IG Live, and clear up snitching rumors since paperwork has surfaced of Mr. Cartagena allegedly pointing the finger at some cats.
That's nuts, man. Like what? Cuban Link?
Yeah.
There's a dude he beefing with, man. Nigga drew up fake paperwork.
The paperwork looked super fugazi, nigga.
That is insane, man. The fact that Fat Joe had to deal with that, man, I feel sorry for him, man. The nigga go through that much. But that's nuts. Drawing up the fake paperwork like a nigga can't like get real paperwork. Like just own file. That's the whole public thing about paperwork. That's the point.
Yeah.
So like it's nuts, man.
We have a W to Lil Baby again. He has been killing shit, man. Not only did he refurbish a basketball court in his neighborhood, but he also gave away bicycles to kids in the neighborhood. He is killing this shit, man. He's becoming my favorite rapper outside the booth without question.
Shout out to the hero, man. Well, is he the GOAT? Is he the GOAT or the hero?
He's the neighborhood hero. He's the hero.
He's the hero. Yeah, shout out to the hero, man. I love what Lil Baby does, man. He just, and it ain't, I'm doing this for show ever too. I know that's the cliche thing that people say when they give you credit for this, but it's really special to see what he done and how much Atlanta fuck with him, man. Atlanta love that guy. It's rightfully so too.
And I love what he's doing because I feel like the one thing, and I know this saved me when growing up, was I had shit to do, bro. I went to the center and played ball, bro. We had something to do to keep you away from the bullshit. And so with the bikes, with the basketball court, this is giving kids, teenagers something to fucking do, dude, besides get caught up in some bullshit. So I respect it. He always talked about he wanted to build a center too. So I wouldn't be surprised, man, if that shit was coming sooner than later. But salute the baby.
Man. Keep that shit up, man. We love it. Love to see it.
One more W we handed out to Lil Wayne. He's becoming the first rapper with his own Topps trading card set. Salute to Wayne. That's dope.
Yeah, that is fire. Trading cards are becoming big right now. Rap trading cards would be fire.
That's hard.
That would be 100. I'd get into that, especially with, again, that market picking back up. I'm going to look up some of my cards and see what I can get from them, actually. But rap trading cards would be dope. We need to put that together.
Eat your heart out, Soldier Boy. You are not the first rapper with a trading card. You can't claim that.
He going to pull one out of the blue. Watch.
Hey, if that nigga had a trading card from like 08, I'd be like, man, you got it, bro. You got it. Put that nigga in the Hall of Fame.
You are the GOAT.
That's a fact. On Decker of the Week, we are going to Patreon. Shout out to AJ. He left a review, man. Said, great review as always. This is definitely a 5 Reels classic. This is the late registration review that J-Hove and I did. He said, side note, have you guys thought about dropping small clips from the Patreon during the main podcast to let subscribers get an example of the dope content that is here? That is an excellent suggestion, AJ, and we have something special coming very soon to the main feed as it relates to Patreon. You read our minds, but stay very close and tapped in for something special we're doing in the coming weeks, man. So appreciate the comment and stay tuned.
Absolutely. That is exciting. 1,000,000%. Thank you guys for tapping in over there. Keep supporting so we can keep doing dope shit.
Absolutely, man. Patreon.com/realveal. The link is in the description. Please, do you have something to put me on?
Yes, man. If you've been watching Raising Kanan
No.
Academy.
Absolutely not.
My guy S. Wash. Great, came up with that name, Fire Kanan Academy, playing off of Snow School like we did when we went to Snowfall and gave you the breakdown of it. Me, S. Wash, my guy Big Jeff from FSP, all got on there. We talked about the first 5 episodes of Raising Kanan. Go check out the feed. Same feed the Snow School was on. We're going to dedicate that to TV and us commenting on the TV culture and things that impact our culture over there. So go check out that Kanan Academy. Brought to you by Realville Media, man. Really
Shout out to Kanan, man. Y'all let me know how that goes, because that show.
Today years old. Nigga, let me tell you how little I know about Joey Badass. This nigga playing the whole villain in this, and I had no idea that was Joey fucking Badass.
That's funny as hell.
I knew the nigga was in there. I thought he got killed like the second episode, and we were talking about it. It was like, that's Joey Badass. I said, no way.
Yeah.
He doing a great job, though.
He been in his acting bag. He's in that Wu-Tang series too on Hulu.
Yeah, you told me about that. I ain't never watched that, though. Is that worth watching?
I didn't finish the first season, but it wasn't bad though. I just for whatever reason didn't finish it. But it's not no slaughter.
It definitely is if you didn't finish it. Give me something. Put me on something.
Fuck. I'm gonna put you on a movie, man. Candyman came out this weekend. We did not hold the event, had to put that on pause. The Delta virus is out here shaking life right now. So we're going to work on our timing when it comes to the social screenings. However, I did go check it out. And I actually liked it, man. It was definitely worth checking out. I will say
the original, right?
I did see the original. I just didn't see it when I was young. But I've seen the original.
Yesterday?
No, about a month ago, motherfucker. I watched the original about a month ago. And it's cool. But this new one pretty good, man. Like it's definitely worth checking out. The third act kind of lost me, and then I watched a YouTube video explaining it, and then it made sense. I was like, okay, I'll fuck with it. Okay, I just needed some explanation. Sometimes you just need explanation. It explained it. I fuck with it. It's a good movie. 2 thumbs up.
Would you say Candyman in the Mirror 5 times?
Yeah.
I don't believe.
What I won't say is the Bell Witch in the Mirror 5 times. I won't say that though. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm not doing that.
You gotta be from Tennessee to know about it. That's a Tennessee thing.
Exactly. I'm not doing that shit. However, Candyman, that's light, man. That's a movie, and it's a good movie though, man. Like they put Jordan Peele's name on it, produced. They're trying to get the looks. But Shorty that directed it, she bodied that shit. It's pretty dope. It's definitely worth. You would like it. It's definitely worth checking out.
I don't do scary movies.
The fuck? You grown ass, you 45. Dude, what are you talking about?
They're too predictable. 45 was funny.
Not this. Nigga, this ain't Jason.
I mean, but it's scary. It's a scary movie, though. I can tell you what's going to happen at the end. The bad guy's going to die. I've never seen a scary movie where that one didn't happen. So, no.
Nigga, we're on Halloween 30, nigga. Nah, that nigga ain't
what
died
happens
yet.
Every time at the end. The bad guy gets killed, dude. Every time. The most important thing for me in a movie is the end, dude. I'm a dialogue and an ending person. Like, if you can surprise me at the end and it was something that I didn't see coming, I love the movie forever. Like Usual Suspect, Bronx Tale, like Shawshank Redemption. Like, I'm an ending person. So when I tell people that I don't like horror movies, they usually react like what you said, but it really ain't got shit. I don't give a fuck about the gore and the killing and shit. It's just more so the ending. I like unpredictable endings.
There's more to this than the ending and the
promise
dialogue.
You he dies at the end.
It's good.
Promise you he dies.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
No, yeah.
You got to stay tuned.
Thanks for not spoiling it for our listeners out there.
There you go, man. Speaking of stay tuned, make sure you tap in with us next week. OndeckTV show on YouTube, all that good shit. Go to Facebook, search the group, Rap Chat, hop in there, tell us what you thought about this Donda, tell us what you thought about that Kendrick single, and anything else before we get out of here.
Nah, man, 2 big reviews. We will be probably CLB is next week.
Absolutely, 100%.
We ready, man. Super back-to-back big episodes, man. We appreciate you guys supporting the big show. Be on the lookout for your On Deck TV show merchandise very, very soon. We out.
Yes, sir.